Yeah, so this city in Indonesia looks just like Darwin. Or did I get my navigation wrong? Yeah, it is. It's Darwin. After being becalmed offshore for 21 days, the no wind scenario had finally beaten me. I'd run out of supplies, I had to call it quits, so I came into Darwin. As I hadn't technically left the country, the authorities let me back in without any problems, so I headed upstream to a marina. No idea, I think the channel's here. I'm following the plotter and I'm hoping the plotter's right. Came across this boat. It's based on the Bernard Montessier design from the Golden Globe race in the 60s. That's it there. All the marinas here are different to other marinas in the world, and you'll see why in just a minute. And it's something to do with the huge tidal ranges they have here. The tidal range in Darwin is quite high. At 6 meters, you have to be quite careful, especially with a boat like mine that draws a lot of water. All the marinas, including this one, have a lock system. You go in, the gate closes behind you, and then the water level is adjusted to the water level inside the marina. So quite complicated and a little bit nerve-wracking. As I came in, there was no one there to help me. However, once inside, I was safe and my ordeal was finally over. Immediately the fan went on. Darwin is a very, very hot place. I was fortunate in already having a friend here in Darwin. I'd met Rob some time ago up the way. His boat was here before me. I called him. He was in Darwin, so we went to this place. Oh, no, not that place. This place here. To look for some fruit and vegetables for the boat. Lots of exotic foods, but I don't know what these were. They looked a bit rude, so I didn't quite know what to do with that. So I went to the pub instead.
$16 a pint. Good beer, though. Good beer.
And it was good beer, but at $16 a pint, we thought we'd go somewhere where it was a bit cheaper. Okay, this is the new use for electric scooters. Esky on board with beers, and Rob is going to show us how it works.
This is how you try not to break any more ribs. Let's see. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, hang on a second, I've got to put the power on.
Here, go to sport mode. Is it working?
Oh shit, there she
Whoa!
goes.
Woo! Nice and quiet in here, apart from a dog barking every time I try to do a piece to camera. This is Bayview Marina in Darwin, and I've been here a few days, had a rest, and I needed a rest. I was tired and I haven't been feeling very well. I think dehydration, too much sun, and just stuff. I'm feeling a lot better now, so time to get on with the boat and fix things. New sunglasses, like that, wrap around, cool. Yeah, these are broken. That's broken, a lot of stuff broken. Got to fix it. But first of all, I'm going to have a look at the sail. I blew out the sail on the way in here. Even though I've been adrift for no wind for nearly a month, one day the wind came, it blew out the sail. Let's have a look. I think there's more hole than there is sail. Okay, my beauty, time to leave the boat. First of all, I better make some room. She'll do that for a minute. Making space. I'll close the hatch. Don't want to do a stony. That's slang for falling down hatches. The time has come. Oh dear. There's a hole in my sail. I'd like to thank Dave from Caliber Sails in Whangarei. The bit that you did for me, mate, that's strong as ever. Look at that, perfect. Good job. Caliber Sails. You can see there, that's the size of the hole. I didn't realise it was this big. You could get a car in there. You could get a truck through that hole. They're coming here for a bit. I don't honestly know how anybody can live in this part of the world. It's so hot, and somebody told me last night it's going to get hotter over the next couple of months. I don't never really experienced heat like this. Well, in Belize I did once, yeah. But you can't work in it. It's only 10 o'clock, and it's just too hot to work in it. I'm not feeling very good. I've overdone it a bit, and I've still got lots to do today outside.
It was time for a break then. I just had to get away from the boat. You can take so much and then you need a break, something different. This was different. A walk in the botanical garden.
Just looking at this thing, it's a baobab apparently, and it's probably quite old. I've never seen a tree like this before.
But wait, is that a crocodile over there? Surely they can't have crocodiles in a public park. Said goodbye to Robo-Croc and listen to the birds. The birds in Australia are magical.
I love that sound. That's the biggest crocodile I have ever seen. Yeah! Big tree!
Big tree. Look at the size of that tree. And the size of the root.
I know.
Bloody huge.
Incredible, isn't it?
Barry's secret hideaway camping site with little chairs and tables made just for him.
I'm just watching out the bitey things in the ground. That's like big.
Yes.
Oh, there's a gold bar in there.
Gold bar.
Oh, air conditioning. Nice. My biggest fan.
Could have done with a dip in there to cool off, but then it was time to move on. Meeting some friends at another marina, it was interesting to see this. This is their solution to air conditioning. Just strap it on the deck, why not? Yes, and their boat was a classic Hallberg Grassi. If you're into boats, this is a beauty. You could only describe this place as quirky. I mean, I just loved this. It was sort of a circus atmosphere. You got the Marx Brothers, you got the biggest pair of eyes I've ever seen, and an even bigger fan. This was bigger than the one that was in the Botanical Gardens. Then it was time to go back to the local place near where the boat was. This is the Diana Beach Club, and some of my friends looking a bit worse for wear, I think.
He's the worst. He's the quiet one. I'm having a good time.
Just got to say that the guys in Darwin were so good to me. I love you fellas. Thank you so much.
I'll send this one to the police. So if you're looking for him, I know where they are. Yeah. Got myself a nice veggie curry there, but it's having to wait because I'm having to batten down the hatches. Yes, I'm literally batten down the hatches. We had an ongoing warning from the local weather people of a heat wave they have here in Australia. They have actually weather warnings on a regular basis, especially in this part of Australia. We had a severe heat wave warning, and it has been very hot. That's been cancelled now. Now we have a storm warning, and there's all flashy things going outside. I've been securing the boat, making sure everything's tied down, and we're expecting a blow tonight and maybe some heavy rain. Nevertheless, it means everything's going to be closed for the night, which means it's going to get very, very hot in here. The answer to all my woes. Now I got aircon! Well, that's as far as I've got today. It's got too hot to work out there. That's the idea. So I've got the fans off while the boat cools down. On to another job. This is the case for my drone Sky Pup, but of course he's not there anymore. He's at the bottom of the sea. So I managed to go out and buy another one. So let's hope this will do the job. This is the Mini 2 Sky Pup. The original one was Mini 1, but I think Everything, including the batteries for that set, should work in this one here.
I was invited out to another pub. This one was 2 hours away, but the thing is, it had its own crocodiles. Was this true?
I can't believe it. There's crocodiles, we missed them. That's for real. We're actually here, the reason for our trip, and we're a bit late because we got lost. Because this is Australia after all, it's a very big place. But we found the pub, and they do pizzas, but we've come here to see crocodiles. There was one and it just submerged as we came up. We're going to find the other one now. Oh, yeah. Of course, they went underwater just as we came up. A 2-hour drive to get here. Saw the back of one. It's like when I went to Magnetic Island to see the koalas. I just saw 2 koalas' arses up in trees because they sleep. They're like, you're all that way just to see 2 furry things, and you couldn't poke them because somebody would tell you, Oi!
And apparently they don't taste very good either.
1 pizza, 2 pizza, 3 pizza, yeah, baby.
A few days later, I met up with some old friends that you might just recognize.
In Darwin, and come out for a drink with my mate Rob. He gets upset if he's not in the picture there with idiots. But then, all of a sudden, as if we didn't rearrange this, these 2 turn up. Yeah, look at this, eh? Living out the old nutshell guys, Yeah. Nutty as well. They come over here from Indo. Yeah. And you're selling your boat?
We came here just to see Barry.
Yeah, just to see you. So there they are. So that's what we're doing. I'm going to turn this off now because we're going to have some fun.
Okay, this is the before picture. We'll see what they look like after a dozen beers.
Wow, look who's using one of those.
It was nice to hook up with some fellow YouTubers. And the next night, we had Barry weather.
Probably can't tell from this, but the boat's leant over a little bit. I've not been feeling too good. Nasty throat infection. I'm just going out with my friend Rob. I was feeling a bit ill. Where's the pipe? I was feeling a bit ill, and I've got this nasty cough. So he says I can come, but I have to use this. And what I'm going to do is breathe, and we put it out the window like that as we're going along. And that would work, wouldn't it?
Exactly. That's it. Perfect. I thought you'd like that.
Yeah, there you go.
The joke was on me because I actually did get ill. A respiratory thing, an infection. I ended up in hospital just for the day. Had a female doctor take care of me. She asked me to undress, and I said, well, isn't it customary to at least go out for a meal before you go this far? She didn't laugh. But it was okay. It wasn't long before I was back with the boys, doing what we do best. Since the weather had made me a virtual prisoner here for the rest of the season, I thought I'd get out and do some stuff. I'll put more of that up on my music channel, Barry Seadog Perrins. You can check that out later. In the meantime, work never ends. Got the hydrovane rudder off, decided to give it a clean up. As the back storage area, the lazarette of the boat, is actually open to the sea, it causes problems.
Some of this is expensive. Well, not some. All of this is expensive paint. Somebody's leaking in here, and I don't know who it is. Oh, Lord.
I decided to get rid of Pooh the canoe, because he's probably the worst canoe ever.
Pooh the canoe's last trip.
Yeah, it's not a very good boat to start off with, but super heavy, super heavy. I'm trying really to get the weight out of Shaddy. We've got a long way to go. It's a shame, I know. Sorry, mate.
After the rain finally stopped, out with friends, looking at a bit of history. I didn't actually know until then that Darwin was bombed back in the day. Rob had found himself a new friend. Mind you, he'll talk to any old mare. Darwin has an incredible coastline. Desolate, barren-looking, hot, dusty, but rather beautiful. There's big tides in this part of Australia, in the Northern Territory, something like 7 meters or more. This area now is completely empty of water. There's a big dike that I'm actually riding on top, and a dam, and the marina's behind that. I don't know how many millionaires there are in Australia, but there's certainly an awful lot of them around here. Look at these houses. I mean, you've got to have a lot of cash to buy one of those. I'm going to a boot fair, or a car boot fair, or what do you want to call it, all to do with boats, and it's down at the local watering hole, so it's a win-win situation. Dinah Beach Cruising Yacht Association, which we've already featured in the earlier part of this video, really was the hub of life while I was in Darwin. They had music, they had boat racing, a social life down there, and things like this. You could go down and buy second-hand boat parts. A yachty like me, I mean, this is paradise. Look at this stuff. I was looking for a new sail. I was hoping one of those would fit, but it didn't, like that. This is not me, obviously, but I have played here a few times and enjoyed it tremendously. It was nice of them to let me get up and play. Ran into Nice John and Uncle Rob. See if we could get some food from him.
Welcome to the land of milk.
Yeah, how about you, Barry?
This morning I'm helping a friend with his rig. Looks like it's going to rain, but hopefully we'll get it done before then. And it's very, very hot. And here comes Uncle Rob.
Put some clothes on, Uncle Rob. Put some clothes on.
This is Nice John. He's either going to hit me with that or
This is a piece of Humpty Doo.
Humpty Doo.
This is from Humpty Doo. This was a piece of fallen wood. I was going to use it for a ray candle. And in an emergency I had to turn it into a boat hook. And I thought it was so ugly, I'm going to give it to Barry.
Oh, thank
Barry
you
said yes, so
thank
there
you
go.
very much. Thank you. Well, it's fallen wood, better than a fallen woman, no doubt. But anyway, thank you so much.
No,
Brilliant.
seriously.
Sheltering on Rob's boat. There's a hole in his boat, and that's going to go in. That's an air conditioner. The thing that I like about the cruising life is everybody helps each other. This is Terry's yacht, a fellow cruiser friend, and he had problems. He'd been servicing and doing repairs to the boat, and the forestay had to go back on, and it's not something you could do yourself. So the call went out, we came down, and we helped the man, as you do. And then it was more shenanigans down at the pub.
What's your plans, Barry?
Well, I don't know. My plan is to get through the day and sail off somewhere, some way. Right. So, young Benjamin has just asked me what my plan is. If I can marry her, then I'll stay here.
And then bumped into Magnus again. He was back in town.
We always catch up.
Yeah, ending up in a bar.
Somewhere in the world.
We don't know where Wendy is. She's disappeared.
No, she's I think somewhere in the UK or something.
Yeah, unbelievably so. Just bumped into this guy. He's just walking around with his friend. Look at that.
This is why I love Australia, talking to a random person whose best friend just happens to be a bird. Random. And that's my life. Got the sailmaker over to measure up for the new sail, and then met up with a viewer who's also a supporter of the channel, and had a nice afternoon together, showed him around the boat. Then my old enemy returned, cellulitis, back in my leg again. I got quite ill, but I had medication on board, so managed to stop it from getting too bad. But nevertheless, it was a bit of a setback. But I was lucky in that I had good friends looking out for me.
That's the great thing about cruising life, having friends come round to check on you. They came this morning, knocked on the boat to make sure that I was okay. How sweet is that? And these are people, you know, I've only known for a couple of months. Well, actually, it's not a couple of months. How long have I been here now? Too long. And now are steadfast friends, and I love them. And they just, that's been the best part about being here, is the friendships I've made.
I needed some positivity in my life, and there it was. It came in the form of a blue bag with a brand new sail in it. Look what I got, a new sail.
I got it, there you go, look. Don't look like $4,000 worth, does it?
No, it doesn't.
I got to put it on there next.
Oh, she's up. That's the new sail. But there's a problem. She's actually too big.
That's the bolt rope. This is the foil. This now should back up and go in there and come down and end here. Whereas it goes down that far and the sail is as high as it can go. Okay. So this all needs to be actually there.
Yeah, she wants to go sailing.
Decided to posh it up one night. You need to do that sometimes. Just dress up, go out and enjoy something sweet and nice. I was with some sweet and nice friends, out with Ron and Barbara. Their couple, they've got 2 boats, one in England and one here. And she's sweet and nice as well. Yeah. After months and months and months, it was finally time almost to leave. So I was getting the boat ready, needed some fuel. Fuel wasn't available in the marina. That meant I had to go to a fuel station, so that meant a car ride. Terry offered to help.
Right. I always learn a different language when I'm picking heavy stuff up. Like, hernia.
Thanks to Terry for that. And then the next job, Nice John helped me, but he has a small car.
Solar panel in back of small vehicle. Will it or won't it? Oh, yes.
And then once back at the marina, I had to get it out again.
Will it or will it won't? Will it won't it or will it won't?
I don't know. No. It's not going to. Oh, yes, it will. Hang on.
Ta-da!
Down below with a lot of different electrical connectors. There's new ones these days. This sort of thing has started making an appearance to do with solar panels, and there's these. It's time that people sort of standardize things, you know, come on.
Of course, I didn't get finished installing the solar panel until the sun went down. So I had to try it out the next day. It worked fine, and then I was off shopping.
Favorite shop. Look at this, hiding in the back down here. That's not one of the new versions, that's a proper mini moke. Oh, yes.
I would just so love to have one of these. I don't know how old this one was. I don't think it's an original 60s, but it's basically exactly the same design. The modern ones are electric and much more clunky and bigger and don't have the style that this does. I could see myself in this, that's for sure.
Well, let's see what $1,000 will buy you. More stuff on the boat, it never seems to end. Got some hard drive cases, a couple of cables that went missing that I need for Mac stuff. These are actual hard drives, 3 of them. I got some work gloves, a stamp for Indonesia. They like things stamped. So I don't know what it says on it. I just stamp it and it'll do. I got a thing that will convert old photographs into digital. And then I bought a new phone. Where I'm going, you cannot get that stuff. No. Lists, lists, and more lists. Another day, and yet another load. It just never ends.
Time to relax as the sun went down. Ron and Barbara invited us around for a dock party next to their boat.
It's typical Australian here, ladies and gentlemen. There's a dinghy with a bow thruster in it. Oh, there that. So is that a bow thruster in there?
Yeah.
Cleverly disguised as a bilge pump.
Yeah, right.
A beautiful evening that I won't forget, all of us together. In fact, it was the last time we'd all be together. It's kind of sad, and you'll see why at the end of this video. Gonna take you back in time now. This is a scene from Storm Running Sailors back a few months ago. And that's Ron, Irish Ron, as he used to be called, on his boat Liberate. And guess who's just walked in the bar? A sweet reunion. It had been months since we'd last seen each other and sailed together up the coast, so this was a good ending to my time in Darwin.
This is Barry's last night in Darwin. Now, I'm excited to see him, and he's excited to see me. So we got two very excited old men here. We could be in serious trouble. Yes. But Barry is leaving, and he's a hell of a nice guy. I call him the dog, but that's probably not right. However, I'm very, very happy to be with. I'm very, very happy to be with Barry tonight. He's a real nice guy, and we've got nice boats, and the world is a nice place.
It is. I tell you what. On a footnote, this is what sailing is all about. Is you meet people and they become lifelong friends. You know, we were really close. And it's a shame we got the one evening to spend together. And if he had breasts and a vagina, I'd buy him a meal.
Not to worry.
Don't worry. Okay.
We hope life is long.
Yeah, live long and prosper.
That's right.
Yeah, mate.
Go sailing, Barry. Go sailing.
I'm gonna go. All right, I'm gonna go.
Sail away.
No.
Here comes Barry. Barry coming to the lock, Bayview Marina. Barry using nice John's gaff there to pull himself on. At least nice and strong. Looks like a successful move. The water's dropping pretty quickly.
Yes, it is.
And there comes Barry.
Got to thank Rob for these shots. He and Terry were giving me a grand send-off. It was a fitting end to my Australian story. A country and an experience I'll never forget.
Bon voyage, Captain! He's finally free. What a sense of... To me, it's just such a huge sense of freedom.
It is, really
He's been released out of jail.
Yeah, we're just passing through 5 months ago.
Yeah.
He's about leaving now. That's good. His kidneys and our kidneys will all be better for it.
Careful who you blame.
Yeah.
Shortly after these scenes were shot and I'd left Australia, Rob and Terry set off in their own boats to an area called Kimberley in the northern part of Australia. Rob then left and Terry was by himself, and that's the last time anybody saw him alive. A little while later, his remains were found, and my dear friend here, Terry, was dead.